After 60, many women find themselves pausing at the mirror and wondering when their reflection began to feel different. It is not the gentle lines that mark wisdom or the silver strands that shimmer with dignity. Those are beautiful. The real shift comes from something quieter, almost hidden in plain sight. The clothes, the hair, the little habits that once felt graceful can start to feel heavy, outdated, or even invisible. Have you ever slipped on an outfit that used to bring you joy and noticed it suddenly looked tired? It can be unsettling, as if the style that once carried you forward is now holding you back. The truth is, it is not that beauty fades, it is that certain choices no longer honor who you are becoming. Welcome to Golden Elder Days, where beauty grows deeper with time, and wisdom walks hand in hand with style. Here, we do not chase fleeting youth or try to become someone else. We choose instead to celebrate the presence, confidence, and elegance that belong to women who have lived fully. Style at this stage is not about pretense, it is about power. In today's video, we will uncover 8 habits that may be whispering the wrong message. They are common, easy to overlook, and often done with the best of intentions. But they can add unnecessary years or mute your radiance. Do not worry, I will not simply point out the problems. I will share practical alternatives that help you look fresh, vibrant, and unmistakably yourself. Before we dive in, I would love to hear from you. Share your age in the comments, tell us where you live, or simply type the number 1. Your story matters, and your words might be the spark another woman needs today. While you are here, take a moment to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode designed for you. So let us walk through 8 choices that may be holding you back and discover how to replace them with style that reflects who you are today. The first style habit we need to talk about is one that many women fall into almost without noticing. Baggy, shapeless clothes. At first, they feel safe. They seem forgiving, like a shield you can wrap around yourself on days when you feel less than confident. But have you ever looked in the mirror wearing an oversized tunic or a slouchy sweater and thought, why do I suddenly look heavier and older than I feel? The answer is not in your body. It is in the way the fabric is hanging. When clothing is too big, it does not hide the body. It hides you. It erases your silhouette, softens your shoulders, and makes your waistline disappear altogether. Instead of looking slimmer, you look lost in fabric. Instead of elegance, you project fatigue. The sad part is that many women believe baggy equals comfortable, when in reality, it often steals the very confidence comfort is meant to give. I once knew a woman who always reached for the same oversized cardigan. She said it was practical and easy, the kind of piece that worked with anything. But every time she wore it, she seemed to fade into the background. Then one day, she tried on a blazer that was gently tailored, not tight, just shaped. It skimmed her figure without squeezing. The transformation was striking. The same woman, the same smile, yet suddenly she stood taller. People noticed her eyes before they noticed her clothes. All it took was structure instead of excess. Now, let me ask you, when was the last time you wore something that made you feel seen, not hidden? Do you remember the energy that came with it? Clothes have that power. Fitted does not mean revealing, and it does not mean uncomfortable. Fitted means clothes that follow your natural lines, that remind you that your body has shape, grace, and presence. The next time you are tempted to hide behind extra fabric, pause. Ask yourself if this piece is protecting you or erasing you. Clothes should celebrate your shape, not erase it. The second style habit that quietly adds years is something many of us do without thinking, closing our necklines all the way up. At first glance, a fully buttoned blouse or a high-collared jacket seems proper and polished. It feels modest, even professional. But have you ever tried standing in front of the mirror with your shirt buttoned right to the top and then undone just a few inches? The difference is instant, and it is striking. Here is the problem. A neckline that climbs up to your chin shortens the neck, draws attention to the jawline, and highlights any softening skin in that area. Instead of lifting your face, it compresses it. The result is an uptight, heavy look that unintentionally screams dated. And the truth is, it does not matter how elegant the fabric or how expensive the piece is. If the neckline is closed too high, the effect will always weigh you down. I once watched a friend do a little experiment in front of her closet mirror. She buttoned her blouse to the very top. She looked stern, serious, and older than she truly was. Then she opened 2 buttons, revealing a simple camisole beneath. Suddenly her posture shifted. She looked lighter. Her collarbones added a soft frame to her face, and her entire energy changed. It was the same woman, the same blouse, yet the impression could not have been more different. So why does this work? An open neckline elongates the neck and creates a sense of ease. It draws the eye upward without forcing it to linger on areas we often feel self-conscious about. A V-neck, a gentle scoop, or even a softly draped collar brings balance and freshness. None of these demand you show more than you are comfortable with. They simply suggest movement and confidence rather than rigidity. Here is a little question to ask yourself. Do I look relaxed or restricted in this neckline? The answer will guide you. Because the truth is, open neckline means open energy. The third style habit that often whispers old rather than timeless is dressing in beige from top to bottom. Now, beige on its own is not the enemy. It is a beautiful neutral, soft, understated, and versatile. But when it covers you head to toe without any contrast, something happens. Instead of looking elegant, you begin to fade. Your skin tone blends into the fabric. Your features lose definition, and your whole presence can quietly disappear into the background. Have you ever caught yourself in a beige outfit and wondered why you suddenly looked a little tired? The reason is simple. Without contrast, beige drains instead of enhances. I remember sitting at a brunch once and watching a woman arrive in a complete beige ensemble. Beige pants, beige sweater, beige coat, even beige shoes. On paper, it sounded sophisticated. But as she slid into her chair against the beige walls and neutral decor, she almost vanished. She was lovely, with warm eyes and a radiant smile, yet her outfit camouflaged her rather than highlighting her. The people at her table seemed to notice her less, and it struck me how powerful clothing can be in shaping presence. So, what is the solution? Add life back into the beige. A simple, colorful scarf near your face can make your skin glow. A bold necklace, statement earrings, or even a pop of lipstick in red or berry can create instant vibrancy. Pair beige with crisp white for freshness, with black for sharp elegance, or with denim for modern ease. The magic lies in contrast, because contrast creates energy. Here is something to ask yourself. Does my beige outfit support me, or does it make me disappear? If the answer leans toward disappearing, then it is time to add dimension. Beige is meant to be the canvas, not the masterpiece. Let the masterpiece be you. The fourth style choice that can quietly add years is footwear, and more specifically, clunky, orthopedic-looking shoes. Now let me pause here, because I understand why many women choose them. After 60, comfort is no longer optional. No one wants to spend the day with aching feet. But here is the question worth asking. Does comfort have to mean sacrificing style? The answer is no. Unfortunately, many of us grew up believing that we had to choose one or the other, and so we settle for shoes that feel practical but silently signal that we have given up. What makes these shoes so tricky? It is their shape. Thick soles, boxy silhouettes, or heavy straps throw off the balance of your entire outfit. They shorten the legs, make the figure appear heavier, and even when the rest of your clothes are carefully chosen, clunky shoes can pull everything down. Have you ever noticed how a great outfit can instantly lose its spark when paired with footwear that looks more like medical gear than fashion? It happens more often than we realize. I remember a woman who wore wide-strapped sandals everywhere. They were reliable and easy, but they made her otherwise chic outfits look tired. One day she swapped them for a pair of slim leather loafers, simple and streamlined. The difference was almost startling. Her legs looked longer, her walk lighter, and her entire presence felt more modern. She was the same woman, only now her shoes worked for her instead of against her. So, what are the alternatives? Supportive yet sleek options do exist. Think pointed flats that elongate the legs, slim loafers that add polish without bulk, streamlined sneakers that are comfortable but still modern, or ankle boots with a modest heel that give height without pain. The key is to look for clean lines, slimmer shapes, and details that feel intentional rather than corrective. Here is the empowering truth. Comfort and style can live together. The next time you shop for shoes, ask yourself if they lift your outfit or weigh it down. Your feet deserve ease, and your style deserves elegance. With the right pair, you can have both. The fifth style habit that can age a woman faster than she realizes is outdated prints. Prints should be playful, modern, and flattering. But when the pattern is a cluster of tiny florals, fussy paisley, or muted tones that resemble faded wallpaper, the effect is anything but fresh. Have you ever tried on a dress with a small, busy print and wondered why you suddenly felt like you were wearing your grandmother's curtains? It is not your imagination. Outdated prints have a way of pulling us back into another decade, and not in the charming vintage sense. The problem lies in scale, color, and energy. Tiny florals can make an outfit look cluttered. Faded paisleys can overwhelm your features. Muted beige and brown prints can wash out your complexion, leaving your skin looking tired rather than radiant. Instead of supporting you, these prints compete with you, and they often win. The result is an old-fashioned impression that does not reflect your vibrancy today. I once saw two women of the same age side by side. One wore a beige floral dress with tiny blossoms scattered all over. She looked sweet, but the print seemed to swallow her. Next to her was a woman in a crisp black and white blouse with bold geometric lines. She looked chic, modern, and unmistakably confident. Both were in their 60s. Yet the difference in perception was night and day. Nothing changed except the print. So how do you choose wisely? Keep it clean and intentional. Stripes never go out of style and add instant structure. Polka dots in contrasting colors can be playful without being childish. Geometric shapes in two tones look fresh and youthful. Even florals can work beautifully when they are larger, bolder, and in vibrant shades. The goal is not to abandon prints, but to update them so that they highlight your personality instead of aging it. Here is a question to ask the next time you shop. Does this print frame me, or does it overwhelm me? If it frames you, you will notice your eyes, your smile, and your presence shine through. If it overwhelms you, it is time to put it back on the rack. Prints should never steal the show. They are there to set the stage. Let prints frame you, not overwhelm you. The sixth style habit that quietly adds years is one many women slip into without realizing, leaving every top untucked. On the surface, it feels practical. A loose blouse draped over trousers seems like it would skim the body, hide the tummy, and create comfort. But let me ask you this. Have you ever caught your reflection in a shop window wearing an untucked top and wondered why you looked heavier or less polished than you felt? The truth is, When tops hang shapelessly, they do not disguise your body, they disguise your shape. The problem is simple. Untucked tops erase your waistline and blur your proportions. Instead of elongating your legs, the fabric cuts them off visually, making your frame look shorter. The outline of waistbands or buttons often presses through, drawing more attention to the midsection rather than less. And even if the blouse itself is pretty, the overall effect reads sloppy, dated, and unflattering. It gives off a quiet message that you have stepped out of touch with modern style, even if that was never your intention. I once watched a friend try on the same blouse two ways. First, left untucked over her jeans. It looked fine, but her figure seemed lost. Then she did a simple front tuck, just slipping in the middle section and letting the rest drape. The change was instant. Her legs looked longer, her waist reappeared, and her whole presence lifted. She laughed, because it was such a small adjustment with such a big effect. That is the quiet power of tucking. So how do you make it work for you? Start with a gentle front tuck for ease. Try a half tuck if you want balance between structure and flow. If you are comfortable, go for a full tuck with a slim belt that defines your waist. Each of these creates shape without clinging, and each signals intention instead of accident. Here is the takeaway. A tuck is like switching on the light in a dim room. Suddenly, everything feels brighter, sharper, more alive. The next time you reach for a blouse, pause and ask, is this lifting me or hiding me? The answer may only be one little tuck away. The seventh style habit that can quietly age a woman is holding on to the same hairstyle for decades. At first, it feels safe. You find a cut you like in your 30-second or 40-second. It flatters you, people compliment you, and so you keep it. Year after year, the same bangs, the same part, the same shape. But here is the question worth asking. Does the style that once worked for you still work for you today? Or has it become a frame that no longer fits the masterpiece inside it? Hair is one of the most powerful elements of appearance because it frames the face, and faces change. Skin softens, bone structure shifts, and texture often becomes finer. A hairstyle that once brought out your best features can eventually drag them down or make you look dated. Instead of highlighting your eyes or smile, it can anchor you in the past, sending a message you never intended. Have you ever looked back at an old photo and thought, why am I still wearing my hair like that? That moment of realization can be both humbling and freeing. The good news is that you do not need a drastic change to refresh. Sometimes just shifting your part, adding soft layers, or trimming a few inches makes all the difference. Shoulder length bobs with a little movement, gentle waves around the face, or even a textured pixie can bring youthfulness without effort. Think of it as polishing the frame around a painting. The art is still the same, but the frame now enhances it instead of distracting from it. I remember one woman who had worn the same straight cut for nearly 20 years. One afternoon, her stylist suggested subtle layers and a new side part. It took less than an hour, yet she walked out looking years younger. More importantly, she felt lighter. She kept touching her hair and smiling at her reflection as if she had discovered a new part of herself. Here is the empowering truth. Your hair is not just hair. It is the frame of your masterpiece. Update the frame, and the world will see you with the vibrancy you already carry inside. The eighth and final habit that can quietly age you is neglecting accessories. At first, this may seem like a small detail. After all, isn't the blouse or the dress the star of the show? But have you ever put on a simple outfit, looked in the mirror, and thought something feels unfinished? That missing spark is often accessories. Without them, even the most flattering clothes can look plain, as if the story has no punctuation. The truth is, accessories carry energy. A bold necklace, a pair of statement earrings, or a beautifully structured bag tells the world you are present, intentional, and full of vitality. Without them, the opposite message can slip in. Outfits with no accents can suggest low energy, as if you are fading into the background. Have you ever noticed how a pair of glasses in a modern frame can suddenly make someone look sharper and more youthful? That is the quiet power of small details. I remember a woman who arrived at lunch in a neat blouse and trousers. She looked nice, but something about her presence seemed muted. A friend handed her a silk scarf with rich color and playful pattern, and she added bold earrings to match. The transformation was immediate. Suddenly she looked brighter, her skin glowed, and her eyes carried more spark. It was not a new outfit, it was the same one, but now it had personality. Everyone at the table noticed. So how do you bring this into your own style? Choose 1 or 2 accents that make you smile when you put them on. It could be a brooch that reminds you of your travels, a leather bag with clean lines, or even a silk scarf tied loosely around the neck. Do not be afraid of color or shine. These touches do not overwhelm you, they highlight you. Here is something to remember. Accessories are not extras, they are expressions. They tell your story without words and give your outfit the finish it deserves. We have walked together through 8 choices that often whisper old lady without our even noticing. Baggy, shapeless clothes that erase your figure. Closed necklines that compress your face. Beige worn from head to toe that makes you disappear. Clunky shoes that weigh you down. Outdated prints that distract instead of flatter. Untucked tops that blur your proportions. Hairstyles frozen in time that no longer serve your features. And plain outfits with no accessories that leave your style unfinished. It may sound like a long list, but here is the truth. Every single one of these habits is fixable. You do not need an entirely new wardrobe, and you certainly do not need to chase youth. What you need are small, intentional shifts that bring out your best self today. Swap shapeless for tailored. Open your neckline to lift your face. Break up beige with contrast. Choose shoes that are both sleek and supportive. Modernize your prints. Tuck your tops with confidence. Refresh your hairstyle with simple updates, and finish your outfit with accessories that tell your story. Let me ask you this. Which of these speaks to you the most? Is there one habit you recognize in your own closet? Or maybe one change that excites you to try? Share it in the comments below. Tell us your age, where you live, or simply write the number 1. Your story may encourage another woman who is reading. And while you are here, remember to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to grow with us. Each week, we explore ways to dress not just with fabric, but with confidence, ease, and quiet strength. Thank you for joining me here at Golden Elder Days. Come back next time as we continue to honor beauty that only deepens with time. Until then, wear your worth and let your style speak quietly, confidently, and with grace. Hello there. If you enjoy gentle conversations, thoughtful reflections, and inspiring ideas about beauty, elegance, and growing into yourself after 50, then our community posts are just for you. This is where we share quiet thoughts, helpful tips, and simple reminders that you are not alone on this journey. Feel free to join the discussion, leave a comment, or simply read along and take what speaks to your heart. We're always happy to have you here.